Hello Cougar students, parents, and fans. Welcome to the 2019-20 Awards video. We are proud of our student athletes and all they have accomplished during the 2019-20 school year. We greatly appreciate all of their efforts throughout the years. Despite the abbreviated year, we have a lot to be proud of and to celebrate both on and off the courts and fields. Thanks to all of the parents who make time for their students to be involved and excel in activities. We have had tremendous support from all the Cougar faithful throughout the years, and this year was no different. The student athletes, coaches, and advisors would like to thank all Cougar fans for supporting us near and far. Tonight, each of our coaches or advisors will give a synopsis of their season and let you know their award winners for 2019-20.
Hey everyone, I have some thoughtful awards to give out for this last season. This last season for us was a learning year as new coaches, as girls coming in. We had a lot of learning to do, and we did it. We pushed through. We didn't get the outcomes that we wanted, and that's all right. We're just going to keep working and keep it getting better. But learning year for sure for all of us, and so I'm excited to see what next year brings. The four awards that we have for this last year is one is the most valuable hitter. I had a lot of girls that worked hard at their swings and kept improving, but the one that pops into my brain here is Cassie. She worked hard. She already had a great swing. We tweaked a few things, and she got some results. And so I have her down as our most valuable hitter. She did some great things, and I'm sad that we won't have her back next year, but she's on to college. She's going to do good things there, too. Most valuable defender, I had a whole team full of them, so it's kind of hard to pick. But Kenzie is our most valuable defender. I put her in all kinds of positions, and she took every single one of them and did exactly what I asked her to do. She wanted to be on that field, whether it was a game or a practice or just to be out there. It didn't matter. She wanted to be out there, so she worked hard for us, and so she's our most valuable defender. Most improved is Emma. She came to us very timid. She reached her goals. She kept pushing, and she's only going to get better, so I'm really excited to see what she does too, but she's our most improved. And then I have Most Spirited Award, goes to Shelby. She could live on the field if her parents let her. She wanted good things for us. She pushed hard. She worked through some injuries. She was our only pitcher that we had. At the time, we were working with some other girls, and so I'm excited to get those other girls on the field too. But she pushed through. She worked hard, and she was definitely our Most Spirited Award. She kept her head held high all the time. She always had a smile on her face. She always wanted to be there. So very excited to see, as a young player coming in, what she's going to do too. So that's my awards that I have. I want to thank the parents for giving us time with your girls at night. And game days, being there to support us. You guys are awesome. We couldn't do it without you. And to thank the girls for giving us our first season and letting us roll with you guys and learn with you guys. Next year's going to be good. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to dig in with you guys and to get some better outcomes that we wanted and to set some goals. So we'll see what the next season brings. But last year was a good year, good building year for us, and we're only going to get that much better. So we'll see what next year brings.
Viborg-Hurley Volleyball, I want to thank you for your hard work throughout the season. Us as coaches greatly appreciate that. Our season record was 4-17. Conference record was 0-7. Coach Lindsay and I had seen great improvement in our personal and team skills throughout the whole season. Along with that, I was happy to see our team bonding was enhanced with the activities we participated in. Unfortunately, we will not be able to work on our skills this summer. I hope that you push yourselves to work on your volleyball skills. I want to take advantage of this time at home to work on your personal goals as well. Our 2019 volleyball participants include senior Katie Johansson, juniors Callie Lee, Rachel Christensen, Nevaeh Ronke, and Sydney Voss, sophomores Brooklyn Anderson, Delana Mock, and Emma Murray, freshmen Coral Mason, Estelle Lee, Danae Mock, Madeline Vascard, and Shelby Lyons. Our statisticians Beth Helm, Kaylin Wana, Haley Nelson. Our managers Tatum Lyons and Thea Sorley. Our lettered participants include Katie Johansson, Callie Lee, Rachel Christensen, Nevaeh Ronke, Sydney Voss, Brooklyn Anderson, Delana Mock, Coral Mason, and Danae Mock. Our Corn Belt Conference, Coral received third team and Nevaeh honorable mention. Our stat awards: most kills, Coral Mason with 134, most digs, Coral Mason with 135, most set assists, Rachel Christensen with 165, most aces, Rachel Christensen with 51, most blocks, Coral Mason with 30, and our MVP was Coral Mason. Coach Lindsay and I are looking forward to next year and for a successful season. I want to thank you athletes and Coach Lindsay for all your hard work and dedication.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your time. At this moment, I would like to thank the school board, administration, and community for the opportunity of coaching these young athletes. The 2019 cross-country season was very enjoyable with some great kids that took a very difficult sport and made it gratifying. Members of the 2019 Cougar cross-country team were Brooklyn Brandlight, Gage Skonsberg, Braden Brandwright, and Carter Johnnick. The team would like to thank Carter Johnnick for his years of dedication in his career to the sport of cross-country and, of course, track and field. Due to his injury, he was unable to run this season, but was a great help to the team with his moral support and experience. We wish him well in his future endeavors. We'd also like to thank this year's manager, Clayton Pato, for his help at the time. It was greatly appreciated. The main highlights for the year for the boys team would have to be Braden Brandwright placing 19th in the region and making his way to the state meet in Huron. At the state meet, he placed 82nd with a personal best time of 19 minutes and 47 seconds. Another highlight would be when Gage Skonsberg finished second in the JV division in a big meet at the Salem Invitational. For the girls team, of course, it would be Brooklyn Brandlight running her first varsity meet in conference and placing in the top 15. Pretty impressive. This year's awards are as follows. Letter winners would be Gage Skonsberg, Braden Brandwright, Brooklyn Brandwright, and Carter Johnnick. For his 2 years of service to cross country as a manager, Clayton Pato also receives a letter. This year's most improved for the boys team would be Gage Skonsberg. The MVP would be Braden Brandwright. For the girls team, the awards would go as follows. Most improved MVP goes to Brooklyn Brandwright also. Again, thanks to the Varnas for a very enjoyable season. We look forward to the next. I would also like to say congrats to all of the Cougar programs for representing our school and communities with pride and dignity. We had a very successful 2019 and part of 2020 campaign, a very enjoyable one, and a great year to watch. We are proud of you, and we thank you.
Hello everyone. First of all, I would much rather be doing this in front of all of you rather than in front of the camera, but we do what we got to do in these times, so here we go. First thing I'd like to do is to thank my assistant coaches, Coach Melgard, Coach Jacobson, Coach Novak, and Coach Krupa. They do so many different things behind the scenes that nobody sees to help us get where we got to this season that I can't thank them enough for all that they do. I'd also like to thank the players for all their hard work and dedication this year, all the hard work they put in the weight room in the off season, all the sprints they did out on the field, all the hard work they did in practice, working their tails off in games, and you know, all that hard work really is what got us to our goals this season. And I'd like to thank the seniors and for their leadership. Shane, Cole, Ethan, and Justin. Shane and Cole for your vocal leadership, and Ethan and Justin for your lead by example leadership. It took all four of you leading this team to get where we got to this season. I'd also like to thank Mr. Schoenfeld, the AD, for all the hard work he puts in lining things up for us and helping me out in so many different ways. The administration, Mr. Mellum, all the administration, all the faculty and staff for all the stuff that they do and support us. Couldn't do it without you. I'd also like to thank the community. All the things that you do for us, the mothers that help with food and all the extra stuff that they do. the rest of the community helping financially and supporting us in so many different ways, and obviously supporting us on Friday nights at the games. It means the world to us. I'd like to thank Jeff at Daneville for his help with our Build the Basic Beef program this year, supplying the hamburger for our Thursday night burger feed, cooking steaks for the boys after the home games every single Friday night. That stuff is huge for us, and it's immeasurable how much it helped these boys physically throughout the season. I'd also, last but not least, like to thank my wife and my children for all the sacrifices they made through the season, not having me around, having to listen to me gripe and complain and all the grumpiness. So thank you to them for all of that, for putting up with all of that. A little about the season. As we all know, it was a great season. None of us are perfect on this team. I surely am not, I'm far from perfect. But as a team, players, coaches, we were perfect this season with a perfect 12-0 record, and that is only possible as a team. And it was such a special season for us. We set some records this season. I'd like to just go through a few of those records that we broke this season. Chase Mason set the game total, individual total offense record. Corey Jacobson had previously held this with 413 yards. He broke it twice, both in the Canastota Freeman and the state championship game. The Canastota Freeman game, he had 423 total yards. Chase also broke the game scoring record that Rustin Anderson held. Rustin had 36 points against Chester in 2014. Chase had 42 points in the state championship against Bon Home. That's between his rushing and passing touchdowns. Game totals for team, we beat the all-time total yards in a game record against Platte Geddes this season with 601 total yards. The season total individual offense record was beat this year. It was previously held by Corey Jacobson with 2,300 yards. That was beat by Chase Mason with 3,377 total yards this season. Also, he broke Corey Jacobson's passing yards in the season. Corey had 1,998 passing yards in the season. Chase beat that this year with 2,218. Also, the season total sacks record that was held by Tyler Gertis with 16 sacks was beat both last year and this year by Shane Anderson. Last year, Shane Anderson had 18 sacks on the season, and this year he had 17 sacks on the season. We also broke the season total team total yards record. The previous record was 4,617 yards, and this season 4,992 yards. So we were 8 yards away from 5,000 yards this year. It's pretty good season. A couple career totals broken. Chase Mason beat Jack Huther's 4,500 yards of total offense with 6,225. He also beat his brother Tyler Gertis's career record of 338 points with 612 points so far in his career. And Shane Anderson beat Tyler Gertis's 21 career sack record with 43 career sacks. So as you can see, it was definitely a good season, and there's so many more stats, and I could go on for hours about the stats that we had. There was a lot of other records that some of them we were within under 10 yards of beating, but as a group, one of the things that was so great about these kids this year is it was a total team effort. They didn't worry about who got the stats. They weren't concerned about individuals. They were concerned about doing things as a team, and that's what made us so great. That's what got us to where we wanted to be. So it was just such a fun season. Last thing I'd like to do is talk talk about our team awards for the season and let you know who received those. So we changed things up just a little bit this season. We added a freshman, sophomore most improved and a junior, senior most improved on the season. There's a lot of freshmen and sophomore that work hard and put in time, and we feel like they deserve to be recognized. This year, the freshman, sophomore most improved was Hayden Gilbert. The junior, senior most improved was Justin Harms. Our special teams player of the year this season was Angel Johnson. The defensive lineman of the year was Shane Anderson. Defensive player of the year was Ethan Ingen. The award for MVP and offensive player of the year both go to Chase Mason this season. Offensive lineman of the year is Ty Van Hall, and unsung hero award is Cole Overgaard. These awards are all voted on by the players. Us coaches don't have anything to do with the decision-making process on that other than tallying up the votes. So this was all voted for by the players, and congratulations to all those guys for winning those awards. All right. The last thing I'd like to do is go through our all-conference selections for this season and our all-state selections for this season, which we had plenty of both. For all-conference team this season for the Corn Belt Conference, first team selections was Chase Mason for quarterback, Angel Johnson for running back, Shane Anderson at defensive end, Ethan Ingen at nose tackle, and Grady Sherman at defensive end. Second team all-conference was Ty Van Hall at center, Cole Overgaard at linebacker, and Justin Harms at linebacker. Honorable mention all-conference was Connor Kessler at defensive tackle, and the 9AA MVP for the Corn Belt Conference was Chase Mason. All-state selections. At quarterback, Chase Mason was selected on the all-state team. Angel Johnson was selected for running back. Shane Anderson was selected for wide receiver, who would also gotten defensive end. He just got put in for wide receiver first. Ethan Ingen for offensive line, same there. He would have gotten defensive line as well, but he'd already been put in for offensive line. Cole Overgaard at linebacker, and we also had an honorable mention, Justin Harms at tight end. Those are our all-state, all-conference selections for this season. Thank you all for listening, and have a great day.
During the 2019-2020 school year, the Viborg-Hurley Student Council was active in planning the homecoming activities and organizing Snowball. But we also sponsored the high school students attending a guest speaker at Beersford, and we made charitable donations to the Viborg Food Pantry, Turner County Food Pantry, and the school backpack lunch program. This year's governing board of the Viborg-Hurley Student Council included President Cassidy Seiler, Vice President Gentry Wettering, Secretary Brooklyn Anderson, Treasurer Carter Janik, Reporter Callie Lee, Sergeant at Arms Nevaeh Ronke. The remaining members of the Student Council included each class president and student council representative. These members were Elizabeth Helm, Ethan Ingen, Carter Best, Seth Denai, Delana Mock, Emily Dangle, Shane Harms, and Shelby Lyons. The 2019 Oral Interpretation Squad had a successful season and a lot of fun. To letter and oral interp, a student must compete at the District 1B contest. This year's letter winners are Cassidy Seiler, Kaylin Wana, Carter Janig, Caitlin Hardwick, and Shane Harms. Additional participants who joined in during other contests included Gentry Wettering, Jacob Campbell, and Emma Murray. This year, 2 participants advanced from districts, 2 regions, to the state Oral Interp Festival. Carter Janig made it to the state festival in the humorous category, and Caitlin Hardwick made it to the state festival in the poetry category. Congratulations to all of them.
Hi, this is the One Act Play, and congratulations to the One Act Play cast. We performed Mind Over Mat this year, It was a comedy, and our cast included Carter Janik, Shane Harms, Gentry Wettering, Jacob Campbell, Gage Schonsberg, Coral Mason, and Danae Mogg. We had 2 stagehands. We had a makeup with Cassidy Knudsen and sound with Shelby Lyon. So thank you to you two for stepping in last minute and filling in those roles. We placed 5th overall at the regional competition, which I think surprised us all. And I'm super proud of these kiddos for showing up and for finishing. It wasn't the easiest year, but I'm proud of them for going on stage and for finishing the season strong. We had 2 Superior Acting Awards at the regional contest, and that was Carter Janig and Shane Harms. So wonderful job. My cast members, congratulations, you have lettered this year, and I'm really proud of you guys. So gear up for next year, and let's do it again.
Good evening, guys. For those of you that don't know me, Mr. Gronke, Coach Gronke, and I'm the head coach of the Viborg-Hurley wrestling team. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a synopsis on the season this year, and then go through our awards and some of our stats and finishes and things like that. So this was the second ever season for Viborg-Hurley wrestling, and we really built on a lot of the progress we made for the first season. Really happy with the growth that Mr. Jensen and I saw from the boys. And so we really took a giant step forward, I think, in terms of our development and our competitiveness. And so hopefully the future, in the next coming years is very bright. Just to go through a couple of our participants this year, and I'll indicate if they're a letter winner, and then we'll kind of get into more of the stats. So this year we had our lone senior, Ethan Ingen. He lettered this year, as well as finishing with a record of 35-10, as well as qualifying, being the first ever state qualifier for Viborg-Hurley wrestling, and he is also the first medal winner, earning 7th place with a 3-2 record at the state tournament in Sioux Falls this year. So big congratulations to him for making history as the first ever Viborg-Hurley state qualifier and placer. We had a junior, Colin Graves, finished the 29-12. He finished 6th at region, so we were really close to getting to that state level with him. Took a big step this year. He also lettered as well. We had sophomore Grant Burns. He went 7-12 this year. First year for him with our program, so there are a lot of good things. I think he has a bright future. Then we have freshman kid Manu. He went 7-24. Big step for him, only winning 1 win the previous season. So he took a big step forward. He lettered as well. George Johnson, a freshman, he was a first-year wrestler this year. He went 8-24. Big moment when he pinned his first kid there at the end of the season when we went over to Minnesota. He was a letter winner as well. We had a freshman, Gage Skonsberg, went 4-13. Big step, first year for him as well, so excited to see where he goes. Freshman Jacob Campbell only went 1-4 this year, a little setback with some injuries and stuff, but really happy to see him. He did medal at one tournament that he wrestled in, so really excited for his growth as well. We also have freshman Alex Silverthorne. He went 3-15 this year. He came in the middle of the year as a first-year wrestler as well. We're really happy to see him. He lettered as well. And then we had 7th grader Gabe Barnes. He went 0-7 this year, but it was his first year with the program. He's a young kid. We're really excited to see his growth going forward. So that was who lettered and who was on the team this year. We did as a dual record. We went 6-13 this year. We were undefeated at home. We won all of our home duels. And so we were very competitive this year, and we're really excited to see where we can go in the future. So overall, really good season. We're really happy for all the support, all the parents, the fans that came out to watch us this year. We couldn't be more excited to put our product out on the mat, and we're excited to see more and more kids take the jump and join Viborg-Hurley wrestling, and so we're really excited to see where we go in the future. With that, I just want to touch on our team awards that we give out every year. A little bit of synopsis on each of those, and then we'll wrap it up. So the first two awards that we do are stat-based awards, and the first one we'll touch on is most takedowns. This year, most takedowns goes to Ethan Ingen. He had 40 takedowns on the season, so congratulations, Ethan. Our second stat award that we do is most pins. Pins are extremely difficult in wrestling, especially versus experienced competition. So to be able to get a large number of pins is pretty impressive. This year's winner was also Ethan Ingen. He had 25 pins this season. So congratulations to Ethan as well. The next four awards we do are all team voted awards or coach decision awards. And so the first one we're going to do is our most improved. This is a team vote by the boys and the coaching staff. This represents an athlete who took a really big step in terms of their development from where they started to where they ended this season. And we're really happy to give this award to freshman George Johnson. George took a huge step from his very first time on the mat to the end of the season when he was able to pin a kid. So congratulations, George, on winning the most improved award. Our next one is our Ironman award. Our Ironman award is pretty much an award that we do for a guy that really grinds it out in the mat, in the weight room and on the mat. They work hard, they push themselves, they're very competitive, and they just kind of set a role, or they set a standard in the room for how hard you need to work and things like that. And so this team, the team voted this year for the Ironman award to go to freshman Wyatt Hubert. So congratulations, Wyatt. Wyatt's a phenomenal wrestler. We're still working. We've got a lot of years left. He's going to turn the corner here soon, but he works his butt off on the mat in the wrestling room. So congratulations to Wyatt. Our next award that we'll do is our Honorary Cougar Award. This is kind of a coaching staff decision. This is somebody that's not a wrestler that we feel has been very, very supportive of the program. This is a new award this year. This person is almost every single tournament, duel, super supportive of all the boys on the team, brings us food for long tournaments. Just a wonderful, wonderful person and very, very supportive of our program. So we want to give the Honorary Cougar Wrestling Award this year to Mary Ingen. Mary, thank you for everything that you do. We could not do the things that we do without you. You are so supportive and it's such an honor to have you be a part of the wrestling team. And so we wanted to show our thanks by giving you the Honorary Cougar Wrestling Award. So thank you, Mary. Our final award is our team MVP. This is the guy who is a leader in the classroom, in the community, on the mat. The rest of the team looks up to this person. They set a standard. It's not necessarily measured by wins or losses. It's just setting the standard of excellence that we strive to have in our wrestling room. This is a team vote award, and this award this year, our team MVP, goes to Ethan Ingen. So congratulations, Ethan. Thank you for being a leader. Thank you for taking the leap to go out as a junior last year and only have 2 years of this and to have the success that you have. We're really going to miss you. But on the same note, we're really excited for the future. So, again, really good season. We're really happy for the support. A lot of positive things from the boys, and we're really excited to see where we go next year and if we can, keep our trend going of getting guys to state. So thank you for that support, and go Cougars. I'm going to transition now into the next thing. I am also the advisor for the Viborg-Hurley Science Fair this year. And so I will take a minute just to go through again the awards for this and what they had to do. So for the science fair, we unveiled this back in August, and the kids were instructed to research a topic, develop an experiment, and then they were to carry out their own experiment and then present it and write a paper. And so, due to the closure, we did a virtual presentation the kids met with me on Google Meet. It's just a virtual app, and they were able to present their data on their papers and all of those different things. And so based on their display that they have, the paper they write, and then the presentation of their project as a whole, they were scored on a point scale. And we award the top 3 for the Viborg-Hurley Science Fair based on that point scoring. So without further ado, we'll just go through the top 3 and the award winners this year. So in third place in the chemistry class with a chemistry-based topic are Callie Lee and Katie Johansson. They won third place this year. They did an experiment that measured how pills dissolve in different body temperatures. So they tested like normal body temperature versus someone with a fever versus someone with hypothermia. And they made a mock stomach acid solution and then dissolved a pill in each of those and kind of averaged out the data. So that was their experiment. They were third place winners. In second place is freshman Hope Orr. She did an experiment to measure hair strength or hair elasticity with different bleaches. So she did really, really well. She was just by herself. Really, really proud of what she did and what she found. So congratulations, Hope. And then our champions this year were in the anatomy class. It was junior Seth Denai and senior Cassidy Seiler. These two carried out an experiment with lung capacity versus sex versus the activity that they are in. So they measured males versus females, and then they also measured athletes versus arts versus kids that didn't do any activities, and measured the lung capacity with a spirometer that I loaned them, and basically carried out a bunch of experiments to see if the activity you were involved in did in fact have an impact on your lung capacity. So a big congratulations to our top 3 placers in this year's Viborg-Hurley Science Fair. They worked really hard all season doing this from August until April. So just on behalf of myself, thank you for all the hard work that you guys did. I was really excited to see what you guys were working on, and it was really just an honor to grade these and look these over and see them. So with that, this is my portion of the Viborg-Hurley Awards ceremony. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Go Cougars.
Hello. Before I give out the awards, I'd like to say a couple thank yous. Thank you, Amber, for keeping our book this year, Clayton for doing video, my water girls, Tatum Lyons and Brinley Brandwright, and my stats people, Callie Lee, Chad Mason, and Peg Mock. Not only did Peg keep stats, but she also called in to the media after games for me, and she also washed uniforms. So thank you, Peg. Also, thank you to Tyler Novak for all your hard work that you did as my assistant this year. We had a great year and learned a lot, and looking forward to next year. A couple awards that I have to give as far as conference, our Corn Belt Conference would be Sydney Voss receives second team, Nevaeh Ronke third team all conference, and Coral Mason receive honorable mention all conference. Letter winners this year for basketball: Caitlin Johansson, Sydney Novak, Nevaeh Ronke, Delana Mock, Coral Mason, Danae Mock, and Brooklyn Brandwright. Couple things about our season before I give out the awards. Being my first year, let's see, I was hired back in May, and I had sent a letter out to the girls, letting them know that I'm going to be their new coach, and kind of just explain to them my standards and probably some of my goals too, as far as the new season. And, I told them that if they wanted to be better, if they wanted a better program, they're going to have to commit their summer to being in the gym. And I think it was maybe 2 days later after I handed out that letter, we were all on a group text, and the messages started coming at 7 in the morning. Hey, it's time to get up. Let's get at it. They all were either in Viborg or Hurley lifting weights. conditioning, shooting around. And, you know, I thought, okay, maybe this is only going to last a day or two. Well, you know, pretty soon it's a week, 2 weeks, a month into it. And, you know, to me, then I knew the girls were dedicated to the program, and that kind of pushed me and motivated me to really start digging in and start working on the season and preparing for the season, which to me, the season, my first year season, I couldn't have asked for a better season, actually. Learned a lot, gained, you know, had a lot of experience. A lot of our losses were within a couple points, you know, had a couple overtime games, but what we got out of those losses and overtime games is we learned so much. We learned what we can do, what we can't do. You know, that's extremely important too. You know, wins are great, but we gained so much from our losses as well. I felt as the season went on, we bonded as a team. And I felt like we were playing our best basketball going into the regional playoffs. You know, I had a radio interview before the Freeman game when we were playing him in the region championship, and they had asked me what this game means to you and your team and your program, especially at, you know, these girls with the young age that they have. And, you know, to me, it meant everything. The girls had gained confidence throughout the year, but what we were lacking was the big game, the big time experience for these younger girls. So playing in a regional championship game was huge. You know, we got so much out of it as far as what to expect, how to prepare for it. You know, if we make it that far next year, we might not have the nerves that we did this year. Same way with Sodak 16. You know, what a great environment for these girls to play in. And, you know, we lost in overtime, which was a heartbreaker, but the girls know now, we've had a taste of it. They know what we need to do. So definitely looking forward to rolling over our season right into the next season, come 2021 season. So anyway, very happy with how everything was and excited to get going again. Our first award that I would like to hand out goes to a girl who, you know, gave 100% on the court. And, you know, all my girls gave 100% on the court, but she was all over the floor, you know, diving after balls and doing what she needed to do. That was a huge part of the game, is, you know, hustling and moving and doing what you can to, you know, create a turnover. So Caitlin Johansson, congratulations. You got the Hustler Award. Next award goes to a girl who I pretty much brought up the ball for me most of the time, had great vision of the court. So I always told her, you know, if you got that open shot, shoot it. But she liked to distribute the ball and pass it. So congratulations, Coral Mason, 85 assists this year. All right, my next award is going to be actually two girls. We tied. This is a 3-point percentage award. The percentage is 38.2%. Both of these girls were great shooters and shot well from the perimeter. So Brooklyn Brandwright and Katie Johansson, congratulations. My next award is going to go to a girl who also hustled on the court. And, you know, when we were playing defense, she was mostly at the top of the key. And, you know, I would be watching my defense as a whole, making sure that everybody's in the right position. And pretty soon she has the ball. And I'm like, what the heck? How'd she get the ball? You know, but she had some quick arms on top and was able to deflect the ball and take it in for 2 points. So she created a lot of turnovers and steals. Brooklyn, congratulations, 46 steals this year. My next award, I have to admit, is probably my favorite award, and the girls are going to attest to it as well. I love rebounds. That was a big focus in practice, was boxing out, rebounding, becoming physical players. So this girl did a great job at that. She was always seemed to be at the right place underneath the hoop, making contact and creating space to get the rebounds. So congratulations, Nevaeh Ronke, 159 rebounds. All right, my next award goes to a girl who scored the most points this year for us, 349 points. Not only did she score 349 points this year, but she also surpassed her 1,000-point mark at the end of our season. So congratulations, Sydney Voss. Next award goes to someone who didn't start for me at the beginning of the season. She came off the bench right away, but you know, the more and more as I had her in the game, I felt more comfortable with her in there. And pretty soon by the end of the season, I'm like, okay, she's only a freshman, but gosh, I need her in the game. She was playing that well on both the offensive side and defensive side. So Danae Mott, congratulations, most improved player. Last is going to be my MVP award. This goes to a girl who, she was one of my captains, and she gave 100% in practice, in the game, had a great attitude. And most of all, what I saw out of this girl is she was coachable. She wanted feedback. She wanted to become a better player. And, you know, that's what made her a great player, is she was able to take that and bring it out in the court and do what she needed to do to win the game. And she was a team player, and I'm so glad she's coming back next year. So congratulations, Sydney Voss, MVP. Congratulations to all the award winners. Thank you, everybody, and stay safe. Have a great summer, and work hard in the off season. Thank you.
Boys basketball team had a tremendous year, finishing with a 19-3 record, including a perfect 7-0 mark in the Corn Belt Conference. Highlight games on the season include wins over Hanson, Howard, Canastota, as well as our Sodak 16 win over Elkton Lake Benton at the Pentagon. Along the way, we definitely had our share of adversity with illness and injury. If you think back to the Howard game, we basically played the entire game without 2 of our starters and still had a tremendous performance. We had multiple people step up into the starting role, into our bigger roles during that game, and it was just a foretaste of things to come during the season, I guess, because we had other instances where people were hurt or ill. Canastota game, obviously, Canastota always a tough place to play on the road and a very good team. You know, just a great team win there. You know, and just looking at our conference and how tough it was. Hanson and Canastota both qualify for the state tournament. Hanson has the number 2 seed. You know, so just a really good season to finish 7-0 in the conference. Participants this year were seniors Shane Anderson and Justin Harms, juniors Eli Boomgarden, Braden Brandwright, Carter Gust, Angel Johnson, Tate Kessler, Chase Mason, Grant Nicholson, Calvin Rasmussen, Grady Sherman, and Gentry Wettering. Sophomores Hayden Gilbert, Iron Osterloo, Aiden Peterson, Gannon Paulscher, Blake Schrodemeyer, Aiden Spielman, and Alex Westrom. Freshmen Gage Gedderts and Shane Harms. 8th graders on C team were Bo Brandwright, Joshua Roth, Devin Seiler, Chance Schallerman, Kobe Sherman, and Brennan Topol. Videographers did a great job all season long, Clayton Peo and Carter Janning. Statistician, also she did a wonderful job for us, Elizabeth Helm. Managers, their first time around, and they worked hard, Brady Schrodemeyer and Reese Simonson. On to our award winners. Our varsity letter winners include the following: Shane Anderson, Justin Harms, Eli Bloomgarden, Braden Brandwright, Carter Gust, Angel Johnson, Chase Mason, Grant Nicholson, Calvin Rasmussen, Grady Sherman, and Blake Schroedermeyer. Academic All-State. To achieve academic All-State, an athlete or manager is required to have a 3.5 grade point average and participate all 4 years of high school, including their senior year. Those honored by the South Dakota Basketball Coaches Association from Viborg-Hurley include Shane Anderson, Justin Harms, and Carter Janik. Corn Belt All-Conference. Each year, the coaches of the Corn Belt Conference select 3 teams of 5 players as All-Conference. This year, Viborg-Hurley had 4 players selected to the teams. First team, Grady Sherman. Second team, Chase Mason and Eli Bloomgarden. Third team, Grant Nicholson. All-State. Each year, the South Dakota Basketball Coaches Association selects 3 teams of players from each class as All-State. This year, we have 2 players honored with third team selections, and I might add that we were the only team in Class B with 2 selections. Those players selected were Grady Sherman and Chase Mason. Now on to our team awards based on statistics or vote of the team. Most points with 371, Grady Sherman. Most rebounds with 189, Grady Sherman. Most assists with 60, Justin Harms. Highest field goal percentage at 57.8%, Grant Nicholson. Highest three-point field goal percentage at 41.5%, Braden Brandwright. Most steals with 34, Chase Mason. And team MVP, Grady Sherman. Would like to thank my assistant coaches, Mason Madsen and Corey Jacobson, for all of their efforts over the past year. Each of you are a big help to me and make the job fun. Thanks to Elizabeth, Carter, Clayton, Brady, and Reese for all of their time and work this season. Thanks to the parents and fans for your support throughout the year. Thanks also to my wife for all of the help with the team laundry. To all the players and especially the seniors, I'm grateful for all of you for allowing me to coach you and for all of your time and effort put in to improve yourselves as basketball players and as people. I feel we were playing our best ball at the end of the season and still had some room to improve over the last 3 games that we had earned. I really would have liked to have seen what we could have done in those games and had those additional days to spend with you. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Of course, due to the COVID-19 situation, we were forced to miss our 2020 track and field season. No doubt that there were high expectations coming off of our 2019 state championship. The Cougars have a strong tradition and we look forward to the opportunity to continue it in the near future. This message is from our great coaching staff of John Nahag, Rob Kessler, Tyler Novak, Jesse Krupa, and of course me, to take a moment to thank the seniors that didn't get the opportunity to finish off their track careers the way they would have liked to. People sometimes forget the time, sweat, and yes, tears that these athletes put into a sport like this to reach the success that they have attained. The 2020 class has helped us win an unheard of 21 track meets in the last 3 years, and they have never lost a conference title. They've won 3 region titles, and at the state level were 8th in 2017, runners-up in 2018, and of course state champions in 2019. We'd like to say a special thanks to the following athletes. Shane Anderson. Shane, no doubt, let his rodeo personality show for the track team and is willing to help out in any manner. Besides becoming one of the state's top hurdlers, he once even volunteered to run the 30-20-meter run to help us win a track meet in Avon. Shane ran at the state meets in 2018 and in 2019. He was an individual state medalist once in the 100-meter hurdles and twice in the 300-meter hurdles. Shane also was a relay medalist at last year's running when he ran the prelims of the 800-meter relay that also set a school record. Along with that school record, Shane holds the record for the 300-meter hurdles also. Congratulations, Shane Anderson. Ethan Ingen. Ethan was a very dedicated and spent many of Sundays going down to Gayville to improve his craft. He was a 2-time state qualifier in 2018 and also in 2019. Ethan is the holder of both the shot and discus school records, along with the Waitman's relay. Just kidding, Ethan. We don't have a relay record for that. Anyways, thank you, Ethan Ingen, for your time and dedication. Carter Jonig. Carter spent many hours doing the undaunted task of becoming a distance runner. Carter has put many of long and grueling distance runs in to help with his training, and I'm sure his mom had to buy plenty of shoes because of it. Carter was a state medalist qualifier in 2018. He was an alternate on the 2019 team also. He's a proud owner of the school record in the 3,200 meter run. Thank you for your time, Carter Jonig. Cole Overgaard. Cole was the quiet member of the team and did whatever the coaching staff asked of him to do, including he ran several times the 3,200 meter relay when needed without complaint. Cole was a silent but a huge part of winning our back-to-back conference championships and region titles. He was an alternate runner for 2018 along with 2019. Thank you, Cole Overgaard. The coaching staff would like to also recognize one member who was a big part of last year's run. He is a member of the class of 2020 in a long way, though. Chris Busa. Chris is a very competitive individual that added a unique dimension to the track team in 2019. Chris medaled in the state meet last year in the 400 meter run along with the triple jump. He also was a part of the winning state championship teams of the 4x2 and the 4x4. Again, thank you, Chris Busa. Words cannot say what you've meant to the VHHS track team and the school along with our community. You will receive your traditional green baton before graduation. You will also be getting t-shirts the week of the state track meet from Merchants Bank. They'll be recognizing you as the 2020 COVID-19 state track champions. Anyways, thank you for your time and dedication. We wish you the best in your future. Congratulations.